Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the new Thor from the Odin wave of Marvel Legends. This is the Marvel Now Thor. It's basically the return of the Marvel Legends Hasbro Thor that we got at Comic-Con a couple years ago, and then we got the regular release that was repainted. Same exact figure except for the head and the arms. Everything else is the same, and then of course the paint job. No shading anywhere. That really detracts. There's no shading on the silver, there's no shading on any of the black, there's no shading on the skin. The only shading we get, which is kind of shading, is a bit of a wash on the helmet. And then I guess there's a little bit on the hair. That's it. Also these buckles. So I lied, there's a little bit, but only on the top ones, not on these bottom ones. So, yeah, it's more laziness. I really wish we could just get some simple things good. Oh, there's shading on the cape. Okay, I take it back, there's a little bit of shading. Just not on any of the important parts. Okay, so he stands, if you guys aren't familiar with that other Thor, about 7¼ inches tall. This new head is very similar to the other head, but he looks a little old in the face. I guess it could be the same head. It looks to me like it's not. I think it looks more wrinkly, but I haven't actually gotten it out to compare, so I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that face has extra wrinkles around the eyes that the other one did not have. The eye paint is also kind of, what's going on with the camera? The eye paint is also kind of just a big blue dot. That doesn't look so great. Otherwise, it's all right. The face is a little flat, but it's not horrible. The figure, it's okay. I mean, it looks pretty good as a Thor figure. I do think the original use of this body is a better figure. The arms look better on that one, and then it's just a higher quality production with more paint detail and that kind of thing. The new arms are okay. The sculpt is okay. Biceps are a little flat looking. That seems to be a common issue these days. And also this bicep is about, I'm going to say, 30% bigger than this one. If you just look at them, this one's not very big compared to this one. So that's really odd. Yeah, it doesn't look so great. Oh, well, as far as the articulation goes, if you're not familiar, we just have a ball peg up here. No hinge or anything. And due to the sculpt, there's no movement other than this. That's about it. Standard shoulder joint, ball hinge shoulder. It works fine. Bicep swivel's okay. It's a little hard to use because of the way it goes so far up on the shoulder, but it's there, so that's all right. I'm never going to get that shoulder. There we go. Then we have a hinge in the elbow, which doesn't go quite 90 degrees, but I guess it's okay since he's a big, thick figure. It also has a swivel in it, which isn't necessary since we actually have a bicep swivel, but it is there. And then we have these newly sculpted gloves on him, which are okay. They actually painted the little studs, so that's all right. We have a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. Same thing on this side, slightly different hand sculpts. And then, of course, we have Mjolnir, which I think this is a new sculpt for it because it's got the rounder edges. I could be wrong. I think it's a new one. I didn't think to check. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but they actually did do a little bit of shading on the hammer, so that's nice. Torso articulation is just this diaphragm joint. It does lean forward and back, more forward than back, but that works pretty well. Side to side is okay. It works pretty well for this guy, so I don't mind that. As far as the hips go, we have, are they T-joints? Yeah, I think they're T-joints, or really close to T-joints. The skirt does block them a little bit, but it's not so bad. You can still pose them for the most part. We have a thigh swivel. Then we have the knee joints here that are double jointed knees. They didn't sculpt the knee though, they just sculpted the knee pad. So once you pose it, it looks pretty awkward. You're pretty much gonna have to just use that one knee joint at the top. And even then it still looks a little bit weird. So I wish they would have fixed that knee joint. Having just that knee pad looks pretty bad. At least they did paint the straps though, so that's okay. And then we have an ankle swivel and an ankle hinge. No ankle rocker in this guy, so they didn't update anything really but the arms and the head, it looks like. And I guess that's okay. I don't know. It feels like they just did the bare minimum again. It's definitely a fine figure and it'll look okay. It'll look like the Marvel Now Thor, and it's not bad. Shelf appeal is fine. It's just that they could have made it better, and that's what bothers me, is that they don't ever do those extra things, it seems like to me. At least I can't think of any offhand. like I said, you can see right there, it looks fine. I'll post some photos here in a second. It's just that they never go that extra, even an extra inch, it feels like, and that's what kind of bothers me. They're not as bad as Mattel, but they're not exactly making me feel like they care. And that's what bugs me a little bit. You guys can let me know what you think. I'm sure some of you disagree. I'm hoping some of you don't disagree, because you should feel the same way I do, I think. If you're paying money for these things, you want it to feel like you're giving your money to somebody who feels like, or who's earning it. So I don't know. I'm not going to rant here. So take a look at the photos here at the end, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.